Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we dig into fascinating career paths. Today we're tackling technical sales representative for machinery and industrial equipment.
Definitely not your typical sales gig.
Right, we're talking about machinery here, big stuff.
Hmm.
But luckily we've got insights from RoleCatcher to guide us.
They're a career development platform, so they really get into the nitty-gritty of what this job is all about.
It's more than just knowing the tech specs, right? It's about bridging that gap between complex machinery and the clients who need it.
It's like being fluent in two languages, engineering and business.
Exactly. So, no more generic sales advice. Let's get specific. What does a typical day actually look like for a technical sales representative?
Well, forget cold calls. You're not just dialing for dollars here. You might start your day researching industries.
Okay, so like what kind of industries are we talking about?
Think manufacturers, maybe those struggling with supply chain issues, or construction companies needing to boost efficiency on huge projects.
So you're like a detective, but instead of crimes, you're hunting for opportunities where machinery can make a difference.
Exactly. And that's where the technical background comes in. You've got to analyze a company's processes, pinpoint bottlenecks, and then recommend the perfect piece of equipment.
It's about understanding their needs and then translating that into a technical solution.
You got it. It's not one size fits all. You might be dealing with CNC machining centers one day, robotic welding systems the next.
Wow, now those are some serious machines.
Right. And you're the one explaining how these behemoths work, training clients on the ins and outs.
It's like being a tech whisperer for industrial equipment.
I like that. You're selling a solution, not just a product. And that requires you to be deeply knowledgeable about both the client's business and the technology itself.
So you need that ability to simplify the complex, build rapport, and get people as excited about the tech as you are.
Don't forget negotiation skills, too. You're the one hammering out deals, making sure everyone wins.
It's a high responsibility, but also high impact,
Yeah.
right? You're shaping how industries operate.
Absolutely. And that brings its own rewards, both personally and professionally.
Speaking of rewards, RoleCatcher really highlights the career trajectory here. It's not just a job, it's a path with serious upward mobility. But we'll dive into that exciting aspect right after this. All right, so we've established this isn't your typical sales job. You need serious technical knowledge, but also those people skills to connect with clients. But where does that path actually lead?
That's what's so cool about this field. You can really see the growth potential right in front of you. RoleCatcher lays it out in clear stages, almost like leveling up in a video game.
Okay, no magic powers here, but gaining expertise and earning potential. I'm listening. Let's start with those just entering the field.
Right, so entry level, you're not grabbing coffee, you're diving into the technical stuff, assisting those senior reps, getting that hands-on experience.
RoleCatcher mentioned something about needing a strong technical background for this, right?
Exactly. Think a bachelor's in engineering or something similar. But here's the catch. Soft skills are huge EE. Being able to communicate those technical details clearly is super important.
So even early on, it's that blend, the tech skills and being able to connect with people.
100%. Now, as you get more experience and confidence, you move up to that junior rep level. More independence, you're running demos, managing your own client relationships, really building a name for yourself.
So less shadowing, more taking charge. That's got to be exciting, especially when you're passionate about this tech.
It totally is. And think about it, you're presenting cutting-edge machinery to industry leaders, engineers, people who get it.
Like you said, this field draws people who geek out over this stuff.
Totally. And as you close deals, exceed those targets, that's how you climb to senior sales representative.
Senior level, what changes there?
Bigger picture thinking. You're not just reacting to what's happening right now. You're anticipating future trends. You're leading teams, developing sales strategies for entire regions, maybe even mentoring those junior reps.
So leadership and strategy become just as important as knowing the tech inside and out.
Exactly. You're a problem solver on a much larger scale. Understanding the market, analyzing competitors, you become that trusted advisor we keep talking about.
I remember RoleCatcher described the senior rep as seasoned professionals, something about thriving in a fast-paced environment.
Right. You've seen it all, those complex deals. You've built a reputation in the industry.
You've earned those stripes. But some people, they want to keep climbing. That's where sales manager comes in.
Exactly. You're overseeing everything, setting those big targets, building a high-performing team, making sure your company is ahead of the game.
So less hands-on with the actual machinery, more about the business side.
Think of it like an orchestra. You've got all those talented musicians, but the conductor brings it all together. That's the sales manager.
And like a conductor needs to know music theory, The sales manager needs that technical foundation to lead effectively.
Right. They're not doing demos every day,
Yeah.
but they need to understand the tech, the challenges their team faces, the client's needs, everything.
It's a lot, but for the right person, the influence, the opportunity to shape the industry, it's huge. But let's be real. How do you even get your foot in the door? This is a competitive field.
That's where RoleCatcher really helps out. They've got some killer tips on standing out, beating those applicant tracking systems, acing the interview. But we'll get into all of that after this quick break.
Okay, so we know what this role is, this awesome blend of technical know-how and relationship building. And we've seen how far that path can take you, climbing that career ladder. But how do you even get started? How do you land that first job? It feels pretty overwhelming, especially in a competitive field like this.
And it's not like the old days. Just having the right qualifications isn't enough anymore. Your resume has to stand out. It's got to get past the bots.
So you're talking about those applicant tracking systems, the ATS.
Yeah, they can be brutal. Think of them as the gatekeepers to the hiring manager.
So how do you get past them?
Keywords. They're scanning for keywords that match the job description, so if your resume is too generic, it's game over before it even began.
So you really have to tailor it, each resume, each cover letter, to the specific job.
You got it. And that's where RoleCatcher's Copilot AI is like magic. It analyzes job descriptions and picks out the essential keywords.
So it's like having a secret weapon to get past the bots.
Exactly. It's not just about keywords, though. This thing helps you optimize your entire application, highlighting the skills they're really looking for.
That's amazing, taking out the guesswork.
Yep.
But even with a killer resume, you've got to ace the interview. And honestly, those never get easier no matter how much experience you have.
Totally agree. But RoleCatcher has this insane library of practice interview questions, over 120,000. And get this, they're organized by industry and job title.
120,000. That's a lifetime of interview prep.
Right. And they're not just random questions either. These are real questions asked by hiring managers, specifically in machinery and industrial equipment.
So you could practice answering questions like, tell me about a time you had to troubleshoot a really complex technical problem for a client, or how do you stay updated on the latest tech in the machinery world?
Exactly. And the coolest part, they've got this AI-powered feedback tool. It analyzes your answers and gives you personalized tips.
Like having a personal coach in your pocket.
Yeah.
No more stressing about if you're saying the right things.
Right. And you know what else is huge? Networking. Who do you know who's already in the industry?
Right. RoleCatcher is big on that.
Yeah.
They even have tools to help you manage your contacts, keep track of those conversations.
It's all about building relationships. Connect with people on LinkedIn. Go to those industry events. Reach out to people you admire. It can make all the difference.
It's been so insightful digging into this career path today. Being a technical sales representative in machinery and industrial equipment, it's challenging, definitely, but so rewarding. You get to work with your head and your hands, making a real impact on how businesses operate.
It's perfect for those of us who geek out over machinery, but also love connecting with people and helping them succeed.
You've heard all about the skills, the journey, the tools you need, the incredible potential. But what stands out to you? What gets you fired up? As you explore this world, think about what you uniquely bring to the table. What's your superpower? That's something to ponder as you take your own deep dive. And that wraps up this episode of The Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.